Two-part flap on a miserable, rainy Monday afternoon. Good Monday morning to you all, YouTube. It is 11:46 now in the morning. I am here at the bench. I thought I would start this little flap here at the bench. It probably will continue out in the car because I have some things I want to do out there. I was talking with Bob and Greg this morning via text. We text each other a lot. Bob was telling me he got his camera, his Canon. It looks just like this one. This is mine, but I mean, his looks just exactly the same. And he was asking me some questions about it, and I couldn't answer because, frankly, I have never really gotten into this. I see now the button that he pushed is called DISP, period. He said he did that and did something. The only thing I've ever really done with this camera is turn it on to the green setting there, which is auto, and press the little record button. Other than that, turning it on here, I've turned it on many times. I've not played with the zoom. I've not done anything with this camera. It's a very capable camera, and I'm hoping Bob will find some good use for his. I think his priority is going to get some clearer pictures, and I'm hoping that's all it is a matter of a camera. It may have something to do with his lighting too. I don't know. I do know cameras work better with more light, so that's that. I have been searching for an item for the BDST. Excuse me. And I have not been successful at finding it. I've looked everywhere I know to look here in the shop, and I've looked places that probably had nothing to do with it and still didn't find it. There's two items actually missing. One was the, you guys may recall the coax with the BNC on each end that I bought from China. The little thin coax. I can't find that, and I can't find the little grills that I bought for to try out for the BDST. And I wanted to do that with this. Like I said, we've got a new beta tester, and I wanted to send him a new. I was going to have to send him the whole kit. I've got basically all the holes drilled except for the top. As you can see, we are now just using 3 holes. The switch has been eliminated. And this is our on-off volume. Our BNC connector comes out here, and this is our power. And of course the speaker will reside in this area here, and the label down here, and then there's a label on the back, and the label goes here. All that you guys know. But that's what I'm waiting on is before I can send that out to him. I have the probe ready to go, ready to ship. All the parts. They were all fit inside of here, the probe included, and so that will be a simple thing to ship. And once I get that I can go ahead and measure the hole that needs to be drilled in there. Use my hole drills, hole saws, whatever you call them, and make that and send that along to him. And that's kind of holding the whole thing up because I wanted to get his out first. The rest of everybody is just getting a kit like this, which is basically the probe kit. It's got the tube, the probe ends in there, and all the parts in the board itself is all contained inside there. So that's kind of handy, kind of like that. That'll be easy to mail out as well. I see one trying to poke out its way out the end there, but I'll get it back in there. The 3D printer, it arrived yesterday, Sunday. Kind of weird, but that's the way FedEx works, I guess. I don't know. I really wasn't expecting it because I hadn't even bothered checking to see. Other than Saturday, I checked because I thought it was coming Saturday because FedEx had sent me a notice in the morning that, or I'm sorry, was that Friday? No, it was Saturday. Yeah, it was Saturday. They had sent me a notice saying that there was going to be a package delivered, and I thought, well, that's got to be the 3D printer, you know. So I didn't even bother checking the tracking number or anything like that. I just went ahead and assumed that was what it was. Well, it came to the door. The FedEx guy dropped off a package at the door, and I looked at it. You know, I could see out the window. And I said, "Well, that don't look like a 3D printer." Well, it turned out it was it was just my actually shoes I had bought from Walmart the day before. I went online. I'm not a big clothes shopper. You guys probably notice I wear a lot of the same clothes because I'm not a fashionista. I don't care anything about really other than, you know, having fairly clean clothes on and looking halfway decent. I mean, you know, I'm not a fashion type of guy. But anyway, for my trip going to see Bob, and we are also, supposed to go on vacation this July, and I thought, well, I need some new clothes. I haven't had any new clothes in a long time, and you know, especially like socks and underwear. That's, you know, guys wear their underwear until there's just nothing left of them but shreds. I haven't quite got that bad, but you know, it's getting there. So anyway, I ended up spending $160 at Walmart, and I didn't really pay that much attention to the shipping, other than the fact that it was all free shipping because of, you know, how much I bought. So I seen when I went back to look, the shoes were listed as being delivered the next day, so that's what I got with my shoes. So I'm supposed to get another package, I think Wednesday, and I'm not really sure what's in that, but then there's another package coming. It won't come until June, so I don't know exactly how that's laid out or how they do things, but that's the way that's working, and that's what it was. It wasn't the printer, and I thought, well, I guess I won't get the printer till Monday. Well, that turned out to be wrong too. So I do have the printer sitting in the living room now. It has not even been opened yet. Have other things to worry about. And I think what we're going to do is go out to the car and talk some more about it, because I have some things to say. Stay tuned. All right, for part 2 of the flap, here I am out in the car on a rainy Monday as the traffic passes behind me. I was telling Greg, I asked him, I said, do you ever feel overwhelmed because it seems like everything's going all at once and, you know, makes you just want to go back to bed? And, you know, I guess everybody's been there, but you all probably realize, or I think you do, I have, I'm going to turn this down a little bit more. It seems like it might be a little bit too loud. In fact, I think I'll just pause it. But I think most of you know that I have my granddaughter Lexi and her 8-month-old baby Kennedy living here with me. And that has created some, well, interesting problems, I guess. Not totally her fault, but yesterday, well, it's not just yesterday, but the day before, I don't know what day it was, one day last week, I think, she came in, she had went to Indianapolis to get her stuff from where she lived with this boy up there for however long, you know, it was, and this is probably the 3rd trip she had made. And she had brought back all of her clothes and stuff like that. Well, you know, I had mentioned that they smelled like smoke because I guess they're all smokers up there. And, you know, anybody that doesn't smoke can smell that stuff pretty strong. And I'm not knocking smokers, you know, like that, but, you know, that's your business. But, you know, I don't smoke, and you know, I don't really want my house to smell like that. So I guess she figured the best thing to do was to wash them all. So she took it upon herself to do that, and in the process of drying them, the dryer quit working. I don't have a new dryer. I have an old dryer, and it wasn't ready to do several loads of laundry at one time, I guess, is the best way to put it. And it, like I say, it stopped working. Now it does work. You can turn it on when it's cold. It will work for a little while. And even when it comes on, you can tell there's just something wrong with the way it starts up. It just almost groans to start up. But it will work maybe 15, maybe 20 minutes, and then it shuts back down. So it's obviously a thermal type problem or a motor problem, and I don't know which it is, but one or the other. And like I said, this is not a great loss because I just paid $50 for this dryer not too long ago. It's probably less than a year, off one of the Facebook sale lists. You know how everybody sells things on Facebook. Well, anyway, it was a nice looking dryer, and the only problem was when I got it, it was clogged up with lint, and we went through it and cleaned it out really good, and it worked great. It worked fine. But anyway, so that's that. So yesterday I was sitting there and I really didn't know. I mean, Lexi's always on her phone or talking or doing this or that or whatever. And I'm usually in the living room. And, I knock on my door, and then my son-in-law came in. And I said, "What's going on?" And he says, "Well, I guess going to fix the drain." I said, "The drain? What's wrong with the drain?" And so I guess Lexi's tub there where she takes a shower and stuff, I guess got clogged up with hair. Of course, girls have hair. And I was talking to Randy. I said, "I guess we don't have that problem." And he says, "Yeah, we don't. We're both bald." So, like I said, she never even bothered to say anything to me. And, it's kind of, I guess she had stuck something down there in the drain trying to clear it out, and then got that stuck, and I guess she just figured she'd call her father rather than tell me. So anyway, that was that. I guess he got it out, whatever it was, and I guess it's draining, so not a total catastrophe. So but like I said, all that's going on. And then I've had all these radios come in, and I bought, and this is my fault, and I had nobody but me. And the 3D printer, during all this time I'm trying to watch YouTube videos on how to create designs for the printer, and all this is like, it's overwhelming because it's all coming at one time, and just seems like to me that it's just the way it is, I guess. I don't know. So here I am out in the car flapping. You just kind of, I'd say I want to pull my hair out, but I don't have any left to pull out, so, I realize it's all part of life and stuff like that. It's not a big deal. But, it's just a crazy situation, and it just seems like everything kind of piles on at one time. And it's just like this, getting this part for the BDST sent out, and it should have been an easy task because it should have been somewhere easy to get to. I only have limited space here, people, and I tell you how much I thought they were in one place. I went back and checked twice, and maybe 3 times actually. On some places I checked 3 times thinking they were there, and I just overlooked them. But can't find them, and that's bugging me. So, like I said, what my solution is to come out here and flap about it. I'm not complaining, Bill. I'm just telling you all what's going on. I don't know. It just seems like it's a lot of stuff we're going through here, and I'm going to take just a slight break and answer Greg because he's texted me. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. Greg has bought a Motorola portable radio, and I'm sure it will be appearing on his channel here soon. And he was asking if I had a schematic for it, but I don't. But I may be able to get him one. So that's that. Yeah, rainy day. This seems like Mondays and rainy days go together. I don't know why, but they do. And I took Lexi to work this morning, and that's kind of another thing. Again, not her fault. Well, there's speculation about that being her fault. She had her car, a nice car, Toyota Camry, our grandfather had bought for her, and it was a real nice car. And traveling back and forth from Indianapolis, now she said, to work here in Seymour at Hardee's. Nobody can figure that one out, but one day she was coming down the expressway, I guess, and she said somebody cut her off, and I don't know what all happened. I'd say everybody that knows Lexi would assume she was on her phone at the time, texting somebody. Nobody's come out and said that, but, everybody assumes that, and, it's probably what happened. Anyway, she no longer has the car. So guess who has to chauffeur her around? That would be me. I don't mind doing it. I like to help my grandkids if I can. I've done this with the oldest one, which was Jordan. She had her baby. She stayed here quite a while, and she had her own car and everything like that, but she did stay here quite a while. My grandson Billy lived here for quite a while, and now Lexi is. And the only one that hasn't yet is Kylie, and this is strictly talking about my daughter's clan, not my son's. But anyway, like I said, I don't mind because I've got the extra room. If they want to stay there, that's okay. It's not a big deal. So, that's not the problem. It's just, it changes a lot of things because, you get retired and you get used to a certain way of doing things, and, or at least I do. And, so, if I wanted to sleep till 10 o'clock, I slept till 10 o'clock. I can't do that now. Knowing my body, knowing how it was for all those years I worked, if it knows it has to get up, it wants to get up when it's daylight. Just a natural thing, so I wake up then, and sometimes I can go back to sleep until the alarm goes off. Well, no, I take that back. I've yet to hear my alarm go off since I've been taking her to work. I have it set for 8:15, and this is just enough time for me to get dressed and get her to work and come back and do whatever I've got to do. Sometimes that is sleeping in my chair, by the way. But like I said, I usually get up by no later than 8 because, you wake up at, like this morning, I woke up it was 5 o'clock, not even daylight, and I got up, went to the bathroom. A lot of people know that's what you got to do when you get older. But anyway, I did that, came back, and then I went back to sleep, and I slept till 7. So, and then from 7 till, maybe 7:30, I might have dozed off once in that little time period. And from 7:30 basically on, I've been awake. So, it's different. Of course, I go to bed a little earlier, too, so than I had been. I've been usually staying up to about 1 o'clock. I think that bugs Bob, because Bob gets up early. So he has basically nobody to talk to until I get up. And, well, of course, he has his daughter. I guess they talk. But, it's just, of course, now Greg's been talking with him, so he's got a new buddy, so maybe that'll keep him going. Anyway, it's just different, I'm just trying to say it's just different. And I thought this would be different, coming out here to flap in the car, which it is. I basically got this is my go-to camera, Greg, for flapping type videos, intro videos, whatever you want to call them, is my Kodak ZE-1. The little camera works flawlessly for that. It's just an incredible little camera for doing stuff like this. And the thing about it is, now the only thing it doesn't do is close-ups. But everything else it handles great, does up to 1080p. WVGA, this is what I use 9 times out of 10 because, it works out fine for flapping. But I know Greg had talked about getting Uniden camera because the Black Web was out of stock at the Walmart where he shops, and I think he's taking that back now. He may tell you more about it, but I'm just sort of relaying that because it's got a dual. It actually sounded more like something I would like because you know how I like to flap in the car while I'm driving. Bill does the same thing. This Uniden has the ability to do that one time with one camera because it has two lenses, or two, whatever you want to call it, built into it. It has a forward facing, and then it has another removable lens on the bottom of it that can be turned, I think, around full spectrum, I believe, and you know, capture any other view that you want. So it's kind of neat camera. Now I was thinking about picking one up, but then I got to looking at them online, and reviews are not real good about it because a lot of people say they work for a little while and they stop working. So I may not mess with them. I don't know. We'll see. But that's the other thing I was here to flap about was another camera that I bought. I don't know if did I mention that Bob did some bidding for me when I was out at Kylie's and her boyfriend's the other night. There was a set of cameras up for bid on auction that was going to be ending while we were there, and I don't have my phone to set up to do eBay. I did it one time, then I lost the password, and I haven't taken the time to figure out what the password is so I can put it back in there and get back on eBay. But anyway, I texted Bob. I said, could you, because he knows I was following it, and had asked me if it was ending or whatever, and I said, yeah, no, I'm not going to be home. Can you bid on it for me? So I told him how much I wanted to bid, my maximum bid, and I told him that I usually wait until there's 15 seconds left to place that bid, because that, you know, doesn't automatically rule out a counter offer, because there could be counter offers already on the table, but it does limit them a little bit. So long story short, I got the I think the bid was up to around $22.50, somewhere around in there, and I ended up getting both cameras for $36.50, I believe, plus shipping. And as soon as I got home, I sent Bob the money for those, because he went ahead and paid for them and just had them shipped to me, which was greatly appreciated. And like I said, those are coming. I'll flash pictures of this up. I took a picture of the 3D printer on the way out the door, so I'll flash that picture up too. And next to it, you can see another another treasure that I have. Sitting next to it on against the coffee table there, the end table, is a Emerson. I don't know how big it is, but it's a LCD TV. My daughter, where she works as a homeless shelter, and they have apartments in there, and sometimes people leave their TVs behind. I don't know, because they don't work or whatever. But I've got a 42-inch in there, Samsung, that probably needs a backlight. And I don't know about this one, the Emerson. I haven't even plugged it in yet to see what it needs. But so, you know, those TVs are pretty easy to fix. You put that backlight. The backlights are not that expensive. You can order from China and install those, and you've got basically a new TV. And so that's what I've got going on that. So I see my new neighbors getting home there tomorrow, behind me there. They haven't been there that long. Anyway, that's going on. So I don't know when I think the estimated delivery date for the cameras will be Saturday, according to tracking. Now, I don't know, again, if, you know, how that's going to go, because look at the 3D printer. It was supposed to have been here a long time ago. But I got it, so that's the good part. Anywho, that's that. So just kind of spend a little time with my YouTube family here today, and maybe that will help me get along. I mentioned this once before, that doing this is therapeutic, and it is, because you get to talk all about your problems, and really 9 times out of 10 it's just getting it off your chest, or whatever you want to call it. And it just seems, like I said, sometimes it's overwhelming. and it's not really. It's just part of life, and we all get through it. Well, I'll have to go through it, actually. It may not be today or tomorrow, but maybe the next day. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to turn this thing off because I just figured out that it was on, and it doesn't need to be on because it's on pause. So, that's another thing. Like I said, I hadn't planned on doing stuff while I'm taking her to work and picking her up and things like that. I'm hoping this car will last me as long as I live, because I don't really want to go through another car purchase. I don't like car purchases. I don't like dealers. Don't like any of that. So, I'm hoping whatever this turns out to be, that it'll last a while. But anyway, that's that. Trying to think. I'm just sort of grasping. I know there's 50 million other things that I want to say, but I can't because I can't remember. I was really impressed. I was really impressed with the UKO, and I don't know how you pronounce that. UOKOO, whatever that is. UKO nighttime footage from that trip back from Kylie's the other night. I really was impressed. I thought it looked excellent. And the fact that you could see the head unit reflection in the... well, that was kind of neat, too. I don't know if you guys was able to see the... I know I was from looking at it. See the speedometer readout on it. So I think it said between 73 and 74 most of the time. Until that truck passed me. That truck was strange because I was behind it. I was in the passing lane, passing another slower vehicle, and he was up ahead of me in the fast lane. And before I got near him, he pulled over back into the slow lane. And I thought, well, okay, no big deal. So I went ahead and passed him. And like I said, my cruise was on 73 or 74, whatever it turned out to be. I never changed it. I just kept going the same speed. And obviously, he decided to slow down and get behind a slower car to let me by. And then once I did that, it wasn't very long, as you've seen on the footage, that he came along past me. Well, then, I didn't say anything in the video, but he slowed down then. If you look at the footage closely, you'll see I'm doing about 68 when he started going around that curve. I guess he slowed down, and so I just left mine. I didn't put the cruise back on. I just kept it around 68, and finally he did gain enough speed where he pulled ahead of me. But strange deal. I don't know exactly what the deal was, but just a strange situation. But I was really and thoroughly impressed with the camera footage. I really like it. It looks okay during the day, but it actually looks better during the night than it did in the day, I think. So, it's just my opinion. So, I talked about this once. I think I'm going to take both cameras to Bob's when I go. And I think I'm going to leave the black web on that side, on that window over there, looking out the window that way. And that will give me, if you're driving along and you see something and you don't have time to get out a camera, that way it'll be on. And maybe, see something. I won't do it in the dark. There won't be no sense in doing it in the dark. But I plan on leaving early. I don't know if you caught that on the footage. I said something about that to Lexi when we were coming back. Probably between 3 and 4 I'll probably leave in the morning. Should get me there by the time my hotel room is check-inable. Is that a word? Check-inable. Able to be checked into. So, I like to do that. When I go on a trip like that, I'd like to go ahead and check in my room, get situated, and then I go visit whoever. I have done this before. I had a friend, oh gosh, it's been back when I was working at the post office in the 90s. He was in California, and we had been basically, internet pen pals, whatever you want to call it, and talked for a long time, and actually sent letters to each other over the internet. It's something he liked to do, and I like to do it too. But and I decided that while I was working at the post office, I had an extra 2 or 3 weeks off. I forget what it was because of the situation. You're only allowed to work so many hours at the post office because of the way rural carriers are set up. And I was going to be over that, so I got extra couple weeks off. So I decided I'd go out and visit him while I was off. And my mother went with me. I couldn't find anybody else to go, so she went. So, like I said, we went out there, and it was in Fullerton, California. And so I have done this before. It's not the first time. You know, just like to meet people. You know, you talk to them. You talk to them on the phone. You talk to them online. You talk to them. You see him make, in Bob's case, make some videos. You know, things like that. But it's always interesting to meet him. And then there's Steamtown that's in Scranton. And I really want to see that because I want to ride the trolley, at least ride the trolley. We probably won't get to take an excursion on a train because I think those are canceled through July. But anyway, I've been watching the sites pretty close on the National Historical, or not? Yeah, well, I think it's a National Historical site, what that is, but parks and things like that. And nothing has come up other than the fact that they have canceled the excursions through July. So, you know, I think there was a big one planned for June that's not going to happen. So anyway, waiting on that to kind of see what's going on with that. Bill said I wouldn't be able to have a place to stay or get anything to eat, but he seems to manage it okay. not so much the staying, but he gets out and gets something to eat. So I don't know why I can't. Now restaurants, those are essential. They have to be open. So and things are starting to open up again. I think that's a good thing. I don't think it's as bad as we were led to believe. That's my opinion only. And I just don't think that it's as bad as it was because, like I said. The one that cracked me up was the one in Wisconsin where the court ruled that the actions by the governor was basically unconstitutional, I guess, or whatever. He didn't have the authority to do that, so they just opened it right back up, and the bars were having a party. You know, I don't know. To me, this is probably not much worse than the flu. You know, I'm sure there's people that'll disagree, and that's fine. I don't care. This is my opinion and my opinion only. But like I said, I just think it scared a lot of people and got them to thinking or whatever, and they overreacted. I believe that wholeheartedly. Now on this stimulus thing, the fact that the government told you to stay home, I think it is up to the government to take care of its people. I understand Canada did a pretty good job of that, so I think the U.S. ought to step up and do that. The $1,200 helped, I'm sure, and it didn't really matter to me, but for working families, I know it did. And I'd like to see another one. I really would, because I mean, it's just it would help get everything back on track. I mean, if you're going to open things up, you got to have money to do it. Everything being open and not having any money is not going to do you any good. You know, if you go back to work, you know, it's going to be a while before you get that first paycheck, and it's just, like I said, makes sense to me. I don't know. I'm sure Congress will eventually get together, and I really do look for them to pass another stimulus. Whether it'll be one time or a monthly type thing, I don't know. But I do believe they will at least pass another substantial stimulus to get things back rolling again. I just believe that's the way to do it. And so, like I said, kind of looking forward to that. June is not looking as good as it was at first, mainly because of Steamtown. That, at this point in time, for as far as I'm concerned, that is my only hang-up about taking this trip. I have no qualms about getting gas, about getting food, about getting a place to stay. Nothing of that sort. I don't think there's going to be any problems there at all. But again, and I don't mean to degrade Bob in any way. I would really like to do something besides shake his hand and say howdy. you know, just you know, because that's a long trip, 10-hour drive one way, so that's 20 hours there and back just to do that. So I know I made a joke out of it, but Bob understands. I know he does, because he's kind of been wanting to go to Steamtown too, I think, although he's been there, I'm sure. But like I said, and you know, as far as, you know, if it was a matter of all right, well, they have left now. I don't want my neighbor to think I'm a crackpot, sitting out here talking to myself in the car. But anyway, like I said, I want to see Bill. That would be probably, you know, a day drive over there. Time I, you know, drive there and visit a while and then drive back. Thinking about maybe making a swing through New Jersey. A couple people there I might like to meet. Don't know. That's an all pretty compact, tight place, like a place there. You know, New England's pretty well. It's kind of like Europe. You know, you're pretty close to everything there, so it really wouldn't be that much out of the way to go somewhere else as well. So thinking about that, just thinking. But like I said, I'm thinking about a lot of stuff, and this is my my outlet to not having to deal with the problems at hand. And I've always been a procrastinator. I think I've mentioned that before. I probably could win the Procrastination King contest if it was ever a thing. We probably wouldn't get there, though. We'd probably put it off. But you know, there are things that I like to do and want to do, and don't try to put off. So you know, it's really, I guess I'm a selective procrastinator. How's that? Is that a term or what? But you know, if it's something I don't want to do, then I generally put it off. I probably could get in there and right now and pull that dryer out and take a look at it and probably determine what's wrong with it. I'm not without the skills in that area. And I really feel like it's the motor, just by the way it starts up and the fact that it only runs for 15 or 20 minutes. Some people have said, I've watched some videos on that, and they said the thermal fuse will do the same thing, but thermal fuse would not cause it to make that groaning noise when it starts up. Sorry, it won't do that. So that's what I'm looking at. Also, the possibility, now speaking of the lady that just left, there's a possibility of our, what do you call that? The vent, dryer vent. When she does her laundry, and this is nothing on, you know, against her or anything, but she apparently uses a lot of fabric softener. And you can open up my front door when she's doing laundry, and it will knock you down. Downy or whatever it is she uses. And so that is not normal. That should not be, because for one thing, there should be two different vents for each. Now the laundry, the way the apartments are set up, laundries are back to back. In other words, her apartment is a mirror image of my apartment, and so the laundry is right here on this side of the wall that is connected to her apartment. So I'm sure, in fact I know, because when I had some work done one time, that they told me that there was a connection, I think, between the two. But I think her vent and my vent are either shared or something. But I don't think, if it's, unless it's clogged up, I should be smelling that. I don't think. If it was going out the vent, why would I smell it in my apartment? And like I said, it's not just in the laundry room. You can open my front door when she's doing laundry and smell that very distinctly, and it will knock you over. Of course, the closer you get to the laundry room, the even worse it gets. But like I said, so I think there's a problem with the vent, Now, whether that's caused the problem with my dryer, I don't know. But like I said, when I first got this dryer, it was loaded with lint. And so we cleaned it out very thoroughly and made sure there was no more lint in it. And in fact, it was so bad it wouldn't dry anything. It would just damp. Everything was damp coming out of it. And so I got online again and found out, that the main cause of that is the vent being clogged up. And that was exactly what was wrong with it. So we cleaned it out. It dries perfectly, or it did, dried perfectly. And so, whether or not that may be the cause, I don't know. The clothes seem to dry still, so maybe I shouldn't be a problem with it, I think. But that's still strange. I don't think I should be smelling that, so I don't know. And like I said, it's not a bad smell. It's just Downy fabric softener or whatever she uses. But again, not her problem, or not her fault. She's just doing her laundry. So, anywho, that's that. I'm probably going to shorten some of this because I know I've talked way too long and made this way, 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 way too long. But again, this is a good camera to do this with, this little Kodak. Playful, and it's an excellent little camera for doing stuff like this because there's no limit on it, I don't think. I think they will shut off after maybe an hour or something like that, but I'm not really sure about that. But anywho, that's going to do me. I've sit out here and flapped long enough. I think I feel like getting back in the house and looking for that part that's missing for the BDST again. I looked yesterday all day long, and, I wanted to put the... or at least open up the printer and look at it, and I haven't even done that yet. So like I said, I'll show you the picture. Show you the picture of the cameras that I have coming. Now this deal was a pretty good deal, I thought, for $36.50. I think it was $36.50. I got another Canon camera just like I have now. I'm hoping that it does not have that display problem. It may not. I don't know. We'll see. But having a second one, surely, they're good cameras. For that price. And the other camera that is included in the deal, and both cameras have chargers and batteries with them. So, is the Olympus Tough series. I think it's a 3005 is the model number. I've watched R. Peak. He used that for at least a while, and I don't know if he still uses it because I haven't watched any of his videos lately, but he used to use that Tough camera because I guess he was pretty rough on his cameras, and he said it worked out pretty good. Image quality seemed really good on his videos, so, I thought, well, that'd be kind of nice camera to have. And like I said, at that price, I think that was excellent. Basically... $36.50, that's what, 18 something a piece. That's not bad at all. So I'm thinking that's 18 a quarter, wouldn't it be? Okay. I'm not great on math either. Anyway, so those are coming. They should be here Saturday, I think, and I'll be playing with those. But again, what this is going to do, people are questioning me. I know I'll think, what do you want another Canon camera for? You got one. Okay, yeah, I do. But this will afford me or allow me to take that one apart that I have and see if I can fix it. Because putting the alcohol down in it did not fix it. It might have fixed it a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I should try it again. I don't know. But anyway, it will give me some options to do if I have another one that does work, and I don't have to worry about messing that one up so much, so. Anywho, that's that. I think I have flapped long enough. It'll be time we get Lexi here for long. What time is it? Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's going on 1 o'clock. My goodness gracious. She works till 5, so I don't have to pick her up till then. Talked to Kylie a short time this morning, asked her if she got her boyfriend to work. She said yes. So he's working here in Seymour at the, for lack of a better term, I call it the dog food factory. I don't know exactly what the name of it is, but it's kind of comical the other day. They'd be pissed if they knew this, but they don't watch my videos, so... they were having a lot of problems getting him hired on there. Alexander is his name, and he's let's hang on a second. Let me see what this is, in case it's Greg again. I don't want to put him off. Oh, that's Bob. My camera departed Indianapolis at 9. Great. I think that's the cameras that he's got the tracking number because he's the one that bought them. Anyway, getting back to my little story about Kylie and her boyfriend. He's a year younger than she is. She'll be 19 and on the 20th of next month, and he's 18. So he's just now getting out and getting, things done. He doesn't have his driver's license yet, which causes problems, I'm sure. I guess him and his parents maybe have a little, kind of like her, they left on less than better terms, I don't know exactly how it worked out. I didn't ask specifically, but anyway, what it's led to is his problem getting hired on at the dog food factory. They have to do a drug test. Most places do these days, and that's just a common way of doing it. Well, in order for him to take his drug test, he needed something with a picture ID. He doesn't have his driver's license yet, so he couldn't obviously do that. Then they were going to go to the license branch and get a photo ID, which you can do. I guess you can do it in about any state, but I know you can't do it here in Indiana. But they're closed. State has those closed until until they decide to reopen them, I guess. But you can get an appointment to have things like that done. Anything that can't be done online. But due to his lack of getting along with his parents, he doesn't have his Social Security card. So that's one of the things you need to have a photo ID. So anyway, it was really complicated, and I guess he had a photo ID from either school or something that was basically just a laminated copy, and he thought maybe they would take that. Well, it turns out they took it. So he was able to take his drug test. Well, he goes in there. I guess it's a performance issue, but he couldn't go to the bathroom. So to make a long story short, he finally did, but I guess he had quite a bit of a problem doing it. So, and that's not uncommon for people. I understand that because I worked in the sheriff's office for 13 years, and we saw a lot of that go on. Because when people would come in for being arrested on suspicion of drunk driving or whatever, and they wanted to leave or use the restroom, they had to leave the door open. It was just, this was the guys, obviously this wasn't women, but so they had performance issues doing that, and it's just kind of funny. You'd go in there, turn the water on and let it run, so they would make them want to go to the bathroom or whatever, and I don't know, it's just funny. And like I said, she'd be mad probably if she knew I told this, but whatever. It's just the way I am. So, but like I said, it's no big deal. It's just part of being human, I guess. But anyway, he got the job, and she dropped him off today, and she was happy about that, I guess. But it's going to cause a little problem. Obviously, they're trying to find him something to drive, and to get his driver's license and things like that. They live in. I guess it's Scottsburg. We got off at Austin and went down 31 to get there. But I guess it's actually in Scottsburg city limits. So it's you seen Bill guessed it about 30 miles. I think it was 26 something. Takes about 30 minutes to get there. Of course, that's her taking him to work and then picking him up or whatever. Now today she doesn't work, so she can do that, but I'm not sure how they're doing it on the rest of the week when she's working, because she leaves at, she can take him, but I don't know how he's getting home because she works at 2. I'm pretty sure he's not off by then. Maybe he is. I don't know. Maybe that's the way she was talking about it. Worked out pretty good, so maybe that was what it was, but They make a pretty cute couple. I guess I got them a dog. I think I told you about the dog. It was a stray. It looks like a nice dog, though. Had a collar on it, so, you know, how much of a stray it could be. But, like I said, they've got that, and that's their kid for now. I had the kid with her, and joke with her. In fact, I told Lexi, I didn't tell her. I said, is your sister pregnant? She says, no, why? I said, well, she just, the other day when they were here, what she had on and the way she was carrying it around or whatever, it looked like she had a belly. And I told her, and she said, no, that's just the clothes she wears. And she says she is probably gaining some weight because of, you know, not being at home anymore and eating what she wants, which, you know, maybe, I don't know. I do know that she gave me some ramen noodles, which I was grateful for, and I may have some of them after a while. I haven't had ramen noodles since this whole Rona thing started raising its ugly head. Walmart doesn't have them, so I guess I'll have some of hers and see how they taste. They taste pretty good, I bet you. So I think maybe I'll do that. It's like I said, it's going on 1 o'clock. I've already ate my breakfast, and that was a breakfast burrito. So maybe a bowl of noodles, and that'll make my day go that much better. So you guys, in the meantime, some action. Bill, I guess you probably know because you watched Bus Grease Monkey, but it looks like they're going after the bus for his boy Tyler, and that's going to happen this week. That'll be something to watch. And so yeah, it's been interesting to watch what they're doing there, but it just seems like the videos aren't very long now, and it just I don't know, it's just, you know, I guess it's just changed, is basically what I'm saying. And Jonathan W., yeah, he is an interesting guy to watch, even though he is just kind of stuck on those Model A's and stuff, but you know, he's still an interesting enough guy. And I haven't done subscribing like that. I just well, there was just a bird flew by. But you know, it's just they're, you know, after you don't have anything else to do, it just seems like, you know, those are your go-to things to do. And yes, I have other things to do, but that's what I like to do. So I've told you, I procrastinate about things I don't want to do, and I do the things I want to do. So that's just the way my nature is, I guess. And now that I'm retired, I don't give a hoot who says what about where, because I do what I want. My son has always said, he'll tell people that he's Chris Burton, he does what he wants. So I kind of feel that way too now as I'm retired. I'm Doug Burton, and I do what I want. Anyway, I know I flap way too much. One more thing. Talking about Lexi, she's gotten to I won't call it a bad habit, but because I enjoyed talking with the baby. But she takes her as long as she can, and then she brings her into the living room and puts her in they got a pack and play in the living room, and she puts her in there, and she walks off. And well, you know, I'll sit there and talk to the baby, and the baby talks back. You know how that goes. The baby jabbers, and he goes. And we'll do that for a while, and then I'll do patty cake with her, and she'll do that. She won't do patty cake, but she'll clap her hands. And she's gotten to where she can just about stand up in the pack and play now by grabbing up on the rail and pulling herself up. And so she likes to do that. She just thinks that's the coolest thing in the world, you know. She is crawling now. She went out to my my daughter's house, and they had her crawling and showed a little video of her crawling. So she's doing that. And again, like I said, I don't mind it. And then she'll get fussy, and after she gets tired of doing that, and we went to Walmart yesterday, and Lexi had a really problem because she likes to have her take a nap in the afternoon, and she just wasn't doing it. She'd cry, and then she'd bring her out there, and I'd talk to her a while, and then she'd start crying some more. So when we went to Walmart, I thought, well, she'll probably go to sleep. She usually does when she rides in the car. Well, by the time we got to Walmart, wasn't that far, you know, it's only a few blocks away. She hadn't went to sleep. So I was talking to her. She was in her car seat back there, and I had the mirror set up here on the thing so I could see her, and talking to her and just doing the patty cake and doing stuff like. Well, I was just like talking away, and I looked in the mirror, and she's sound asleep. So I had the radio on. I'm thinking, well, my music probably put her to sleep. But so then Lexi came back out, and I told her, I said, well, she went to sleep just sitting there, so didn't cry or anything. So I thought that was good. And then we went to another store. She stayed sleeping the whole time, and came back, and she was still asleep until we got back. So she got her a good nap in. And then that evening, yesterday evening, she was getting tired again. You can just tell when babies get tired. They rub their eyes, they yawn, they just look tired. And she was in her pack and play in the living room, and I was talking softly to her, I just whisper and things like that, and she'd lay her head over. Finally, she went to sleep again. So I guess I put her to sleep twice yesterday. Oh, gosh. I haven't had to deal with a little one for a long time. I used to play with Lainey when she was little. She'd do the same thing, and she had her pack and play in there. And in fact, I think that's exactly the same pack and play. But anyway, like I said, babies are funny. So you guys, on the other hand, are not funny. Some of you are. Like I say, you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and we will